The officers involved in that incident say they relied on their combative training to make those decisions.
Joe Dana continues our team coverage with a closer look at what that training might have involved.
There was a reason for police to be cautious when they answered this domestic violence call. They were told a gun might be involved. Now, they met the suspect outside the apartment and then met a second man, Robert Johnson, an acquaintance of the suspect, who you see right here. Now, they frisked Johnson, found nothing, and then asked him to sit down, and that's when they say he wouldn't cooperate and instead asked why he had to sit down.
What happened? What happened?
Mesa officers involved in the now nationally publicized May 23rd incident say they relied on their training when they decided to apprehend 33-year-old Robert Johnson the way they did. One officer repeatedly punched Johnson in the head, while two other officers assist. According to the police report, one officer says Johnson's body language was projecting he was preparing for a physical altercation. Johnson's breathing became shallow and intentional, suggesting physiologically his body was transitioning to fight or flight mode. The report states Johnson leaned with his back against the wall. Johnson not only had lateral mobility, but also a strong base in the wall to fight off of. I recognized this from combative training. So is there such a thing as combative training, and can it help officers determine if someone is about to fight? One law enforcement professor tells us police routinely undergo the training to recognize signs of a potential threat and to deal with that threat.
What's going to happen next?
A quick search on the internet is full of different training programs offered to police departments. But the reaction from Mesa Police Chief Ramon Batista earlier this week suggests these officers may have a tough time using that training to justify their actions.
Certainly, at first glance, this looks like a mistake, and it doesn't look right, and it's my job, it's our job to collectively investigate and find the answers to this.
We have requested to speak with Mesa Police about the specific combatant training that these officers received. We have not yet heard back from the department. Back to you.